Hello friends, today we're going to talk about tactics, and our first topic is removing of defense. So we're gonna just remove it in, let's say, in a physical way. We're just gonna destroy it. So let's take a look. In this position, we can see that the knight on g5 is protecting the rook on f3. So otherwise, the king could take the rook, but the knight is protecting the rook, so that's a problem. But wait a moment. Can we just take the knight and then take the rook? So we just remove the knight by taking the knight. Then let's say king takes and king takes f3. And we have the same story for black. Here you can see that the king on g6 is attacking the rook on h5, but the rook is protected by the knight. So that's why all we need to do is we need to take the knight. Okay, it was white to move, so let's make any move. And we take the knight, king takes g3, and king takes h5. Let's go to the next puzzle. Here it's white to move. And we can see that there is an idea of knight f7 with a fork. Unfortunately, it's not possible since the knight on e5 is protecting the f7 square. So let me think. Can we do anything about that? Yes, we can just take the knight, and then of course in a game black would play something like queen d7, but whenever we sacrifice material, it's always about checking the critical line, and the critical line is always about taking the material. So that's why, of course, we should check d takes e5 and rook takes e5, and in both cases we just play knight f7 and knight takes d8, winning the material. Yes, of course, black is not obliged to take the rook on e5, and black could play queen d7. In this case, we are just a knight up, so we are fine. That's enough. A simple example, so I think you can make it easily. It's white to move. So just the same story as in the first puzzle. King takes c3 is not possible at the moment, but if we start with rook takes g7, we win a bishop. By the way, it's important that rook takes g7 is a check. For example, with black king on f8, black could do just like a mirror, and black could take the bishop on c2 with a check and then taking the rook. So, and if it was black to move, then just the same. King takes g6 is not possible at the moment, but if we take the bishop on c2, so let's make any move for white just to show it. King takes c2 and king takes g6, and black is a bishop up. So next puzzle. This one is a bit more difficult. It's not just to win in one move, but to win in two moves. Okay, here actually it's in three moves. We can see that black has a problem with the king, and the rook on h8 is protecting the back rank. That's why we take the rook, then we give a check, and bishop c5 is a checkmate. And we could try to solve it for black as well. Let's make any move for white. Now it's black to move. And you see, what is it? Tactics. Tactics, it's all about being fast. So it's not about being slow, like, for example, playing queen b1 or queen a1, attacking the knight and threatening to take the knight on the next move. Tactics, it's all about being fast and taking the knight immediately, especially since like we keep in mind we shouldn't forget that queen takes h8 is coming, so that's why we don't have time for queen b1, for queen a1. We should take the knight immediately. Then queen b1 check, and queen a1 is a checkmate. This is a nice one. This is a nice one. So here I would like to give you maybe like 10 seconds, or at least I give you like 5 seconds to pause this video and trying to solve this position on your own. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you like really try to solve this since it's a nice one. So we would like to checkmate the king, yeah? But queen g7 doesn't work, queen h7 doesn't work as well, queen g8, all the squares are protected, and knight g6 also is like something interesting, but h take g6. So there is no checkmate. There is no checkmate in 1, but there is checkmate in 2. So queen takes h7, removing the defender. Rook takes h7 and knight g6, a checkmate. So this position is a nice example of like, let's say the queen on d7 is protected 2 times, but it's not enough. So we might have an idea like maybe removing both defenders, yeah, not even one of them. So let's think if we can do anything about that. And actually we can. So, but we should start in the right move order. So we should start with bishop takes e5. So now in case of queen takes b5, then bishop takes g7, intermediate check, and white is a piece up. While in case of bishop takes e5, rook takes f8, rook takes f8, and queen takes d7, and white is a queen up. Of course, I recommend always like to continue the lines and not to stop, and we should check bishop d4, but then king g2, and our, let's say, rook f2, then our king escapes to either g3 or h3, and since we have the rook on the third rank, so there are no problems for us. And a simple one for the end. We would like to play knight f6, but there is the knight on d7, so that's why we think like, okay, maybe it makes sense to take the knight, and it does. And then it doesn't matter, bishop d7 or queen d7, then knight f6 check, king whatever, maybe to h8, and knight takes e4, winning material. So I hope you got this topic, and I have 4 positions for you to solve at home. So this is position number 1. It's white to move. Not a difficult one. So this is position number 1. This is position number 2. It's also white to move. Position number 3. So this one is a bit more difficult than the previous ones, but nothing like not that difficult. Nothing difficult. And the last one, a nice one. So it's also white to move, and like we have a strong attack on the king side, so like we might have an idea how to checkmate the black king, and you need to find the answer. So we are done with our first topic, and I hope you got the point. What is it about? It's about like we want to do something, like maybe we want to win a material or we want to checkmate the opponent's king, but at the moment it's protected. At the moment it's either a piece or a square. They are protected, so that's why we need to remove the defender. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next ones.